Hello, good evening, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm Catalyst. With me is... And we are back at ESA with Elden Ring and with the Randomizer. So let's see what it throws at us this time. What we have thrown at it is a little bit of a twist. We'll be doing DLC only today. Using Mats, the 5th Mats Randomizer. Shout out to him immediately because he's done great job with this. So what's going to happen is we will select the starting class and immediately on the first grace, not even at the first grace, in the first chapel, we will be able to enter the DLC. And then the goal is going to be to reach the final boss of the DLC, that is replacement for Consort Radahn. And we can do that after collecting an unspecified amount of key items. We'll find out how many, depending on how well the run is going. If it's going well, it's more items. If it's not going that well, it's less items. Okay, so we have a little bit of a leeway. Do you want to check out the starting classes, maybe?
Yeah, sounds good. So usually we look for a starting class that, something like this, basically. So the Great Katana is an amazing weapon because it has bleed on it. Same as the Claws of Night, actually, and Falks. Mm-hmm. So these starting classes are looking very good, actually.
I like how once you saw those three, you were like, I don't need you need to look at the rest.
Honestly, because I mean, if you see any of those 3 weapons, you know you're going for any of those. But I think we should go for the Great Katana. Has innate bleed on it. It's a smithing stone upgrade, which is a little cheaper.
Yeah, I think that's the big point, because the Claws of Night and the Falks, they also have innate bleed, which is pretty important in the DLC. Status effects can help a lot, especially early on when we don't have as many shadow fragments, so our power level isn't as high yet. So status procs hit percentage on a percentage basis, right? So they deal a lot more damage than our regular weapon most of the time. All right, I agree with you definitely on the Great Katana.
Right, and then you also get a randomized selection of starting keepsakes. So they're different than in the normal game. These are not anything too crazy. I would say maybe just this immunizing horn charm. Or
sure. We can do that. Yeah, I think that sounds good. So what we will do is we will get ready to start the run in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so first things first, we will get a preset number of runes to hit level 60 so that we are not starting at level 1 in the DLC. We're gonna get to the first grace here that all of a sudden has popped up. And we will level 18 dexterity for the Great Katana to be able to wield it. And then rest we're just gonna full send into vigor. The reason we have to spend all of the runes is because once we click DLC start and enter the DLC, we are going to lose all the runes that we have. So that's why.
And the reason why you do want to pump, you might call us noobs and say like, oh, why so much vigor? But you're going to be seeing us level quite a lot of vigor in the DLC, because even at 60 vigor, everything is going to hit super hard. So basically 60 vigor is almost like low level vigor in the normal game.
Alright, let's re-equip our physic and our FP flask on the pouch. Those are items we don't need as often. In the meantime, torrent and the healing flask we keep on the hotbar so that we don't have to coordinate inputs at the same time. And we will start by looting something. So essentially, the early game is all about trying to find money. That is kind of the main goal. So that way we can go ahead and upgrade in the roundtable hold. The way the randomizer works is that we have all the weapon upgrades available to us. We just need to have the money to be able to purchase them. That's a purple item. We want that. In the end, I guess we didn't really want it, but it is okay. Let's try to get on this higher platform. Very good. Nice. Okay. That's also garbage. So far, not great. This first camp, but that's actually very nice. What is that item?
So that is the only smithing stone that we can't purchase in the round table. So with this DLC start, actually all the bell bearings are unlocked that you need to just purchase smithing stones. so that you don't have to find them all. But this is the only stone, the 25 stone, so the last upgrade level, that we can't purchase. So it's really good to find. And also another cool thing about the randomizer.
You know what's a cool thing is the skip that we are doing.
Yeah, that is what I should actually concentrate on that for a second.
No, it's okay. We are doing early climb to Theolier over here. We are basically skipping. If everything goes well, we are skipping the entirety of Castle Ensis. We got up here on the tombstones. Very, very good.
Nice.
All right, what's the next cool thing about the randomizer? There's a lot.
There's so many things. I mean, I think we'll be yapping about that a lot throughout this run. Basically, all the cool things that are in this randomizer. But we have a setting that as soon as we have upgraded our weapon, any other weapon that we find in the game is also going to be at exactly that upgrade level. And it works as well with like you upgrade a smithing weapon, and then also even somber weapons are going to be upgraded. Like there's 2 different ways to upgrade weapons in this game, for anyone who doesn't know. And yeah, so that's why it's also good to upgrade a weapon very early on, so that any item that you pick up afterwards could be an already upgraded weapon, pretty much. Okay, nice.
Can I interrupt with a quick question?
Yeah, definitely.
catalystz, before this event, we were talking a bit about something you wanted to do during this run requiring a swap.
That is correct.
You remember that? That's still going?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so, chat. Each increment of $50 total, not $50 donations, but you know, we're on stream too. We do things a little smaller here. So anytime we have a total of $50 donated, these two will swap hands.
Yeah. Where are we going?
Oops.
Yeah, we got the grace right there. Oh, it's a legendary item, hey.
Oh,
maybe go
nice.
check it out, yeah. So it is important to find the money early to be able to upgrade early, as Pup said. And we just found Lord's Rune right there by the merchant, which is a 50,000 rune consumable. So that's already pretty much almost a full Great Katana upgrade. So here we are doing another skip as well to get down to the Fort of Reprimand. Yeah, let's walk off. It's a little tricky torrent parkour.
Yeah.
We're too slow on that quit out. Let's try it one more time, otherwise we can go around.
Yeah.
And also, so not only picking up items, but also buying them from merchants will keep them upgraded. So Theolier unfortunately didn't have a weapon, but if you find something really nice at a merchant, then it's a guaranteed weapon, right? So we'll know that we need to go and upgrade something else and then come back to the merchant and just buy it, and it's fully upgraded. Alright, first part. Drop one more along the wall. Okay, that was close, but good. And then down here, very nice. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Heal up. Thank you. Oh, the classic DLC bait. So DLC introduced a lot of new things to the game, and a lot of it was also upgrades for the Spirit Ash summons, which we will not be using. And obviously, legendary tier item could be a remembrance from a boss, which is a bunch of monies, and instead it was just a completely useless item. So
Yep.
that is always fantastic to see. A little skip here as well to get to the Spirit Spring lock. This is all part of avoiding Castle Ensis again, because in a Legacy dungeon we cannot use Torrent, so obviously it's much faster to be able to maybe go through areas. We don't have stamina, somehow we are still in combat.
Crazy. Must have been some zombie or something. They have like an insane aggro range and time. Like a lot of enemies, as soon as you walk past them a little bit, at some point they de-aggro. But there's specific enemies in this game that just keep the aggro for forever.
We just had the first switch.
Oh.
Oh, on the jump. Yeah, feel free to, like when we're yapping, feel free to just
I will.
swap, yeah. We'll let you read out the donations when there's good time, but for swapping you can just tell us. So this fort is actually quite nice as well, because there's a lot of item pickup, so we'll be trying to get them.
Actually, we just got the second one.
Well, thanks so much everyone for already being so generous.
Yeah. Oh, big dude.
Uh-oh. Dude. Uh-oh.
You can see that even with that vigor, he took quite a lot of damage. And we just got one shot, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the nature of the randomizer sometimes.
I mean, that's what I was mentioning earlier as well, right? We leveled quite a bit of vigor already, but they definitely did adjust it in a way that the DLC feels like you're starting over again.
All right, we'll go back into the courtyard, loot the rest of the items on the right, and then go underground as well.
Did we have any money? I don't think so, right?
No,
Okay.
like 600 runes. That's the nice thing about the early game, is like, usually you do not have any runes on yourself, and this is exactly why we don't want to get them too early, because if we just die while running around and lose our runes, that could be an absolute disaster. And I mean, here we're just gonna Memory of Grace to the last grace that we just took, the last checkpoint. And then we're gonna make our way through to the Muth Ruins, and then further towards the back of catalystz, because there's actually a skip inside of it as well. So even though we avoided having to run through the entire Legacy Dungeon, where we cannot use Torrent, we will be able to use Torrent to jump into it. And that is one of the important things that we need to mention, is that these key items that we need to burn down the ceiling tree and access the last area in the DLC, those will be found from key item locations, so there's only a few of those. For example, an imbued key in Castle Ensis, and then from also all the major bosses that are in the DLC. So all the Remembrance bosses, and like one boss on the way, essentially. So that's what we will be trying to do. So like I said, our goal right now is building map presence, you know, spreading out, finding items, finding money, which we have already done. I think it would be worth it. I think it would be worth it to maybe buy a Horns and go into Roundtable Hold.
Swap.
And we are swapping.
Sounds good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so at Hornsend, we'll go to Roundtable, try to upgrade our weapon.
Yeah, we'll be able to get to plus 25, so that if you find some other things, like even though the Great Katana is a fantastic weapon, it's great, you could say, there could be some bosses that are weak to different weapon types, right? And having other weapons, like Strike, for example, hammers, that are also upgraded, that would be fantastic. So we'll try to just take the Grace, go into Roundtable, see what is up.
Should we talk to Hornsend first?
No.
Okay.
Let's just avoid all the items, because I think we can do this.
Sounds good.
So Melina shows up. She shows up with the settings that we are using. She shows up once we get some kind of an open world Grace here in the DLC. And soon there will be... we still have a little bit before Dono time, but there's a lot of running around later on.
Swap again.
And swap again. Here we go. Yeah, so far so good. So far so good. We haven't like broken our hands with the ergonomics here and stuff. So
the worst timing is gonna be if it happens during a boss fight. I should not have said that.
Now you jinxed it.
Yeah.
No, I don't need.
Well,
this is pretty good.
That one is not bad, yeah. And there's also an Ash of War, at least. Wild Strikes. So let's keep going. Let's not buy it yet.
Yeah, sounds good.
But that's one of the important things, is that on smithing weapons, let's pop runes. On smithing weapons, you can put status effects, but the only way to do it is if you have a replacement Ash of War. And Wild Strikes can go on quite a few weapons. So that way, if we have, some kind of a hammer, for example, like Great Stars, nothing really. Yeah, I mean, the Poison Hand is not bad, but nothing really. Let's buy the upgrades.
Okay.
Then we would be able to put some kind of a status effect on it, whether it's Frost or preferably Bleed. So as you can see, we are buying 3 of each. That is because in the randomizer, we also use a setting where we only need 1 smithing stone per level rather than having to get 12. 3. Or, well, 2, 4, 6. Instead of that, instead of the 12, we need 3 of that level.
Yeah, it saves quite a bit of money.
And also it balances it out. Like, it would be otherwise way more expensive to upgrade a smithing weapon than a Sombra. Let's sell the remaining runes that we have. It's not a lot. Let's see if we have something to sell on this. And well, some of the this we don't need. Go to the armors. Not that one.
On this
That
one,
one,
no.
yeah, that one's garbage. That we can also sell.
Yeah.
And let's sell these, and let's see how many runes we have.
Small flea market.
Yeah, a little bit. Close, but yeah, we don't have enough money just yet, so.
That's okay. We'll just have to come back later. Who knows? Maybe 1 cent is gonna give us some money now.
Yeah,
You
in the
never know.
end. Yeah, that's very true. And in the end, we are already quite highly upgraded. So like, if we find the somber weapon, and that somber weapon ends up being +8, like buying 1 stone is okay. We will manage.
Oh,
There it is. Yeah, it's +9.
that's proof it works. Oh,
there's a new
we should have
okay.
looted these items, I guess.
Yeah.
But then we wouldn't have gotten the upgraded weapon. So, and that one is actually a very expensive weapon to upgrade. So how it works in Elden Ring is that the heavier the weapon, the more expensive it is to upgrade. That's why it is really good in these randomizer runs if you start with like a very light weapon just to upgrade it.
Okay, here's the skip that I was talking about. First up here, then down here. And now we are inside of the Legacy Dungeon. Alright, let's go. That's a chill enemy. I don't think we even have to quit out for this guy.
Unless he summons some glint blades or these crystals. Oh,
There's our first shard. First key item.
very nice.
So that was the first key item location, the imbued sword key. Unfortunately, we did get only 1 Shadow Tree fragment. That's the currency in the DLC that allows you to upgrade your character within the DLC. Right, since we will have a maxed out weapon, but like we're still not gonna deal a lot of damage as things stand at the moment.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, let's get that 1 item. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's legendary.
And
It's Carrion Regal Scepter.
it's a weapon. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we got the grace. I think I warped too early.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's okay.
Oops.
We get to do a cool skip again. So we did like a cool little trick there where we lit the grace from a side, and that allowed us to open the map. And we warped during that animation, but I think I warped a little too fast.
Alright. Well, should we buy
Wild Strikes, yeah.
over here?
Yeah, we can do that, yeah.
Do we put more bleed or frost on our weapon?
We can buy both, actually. We can buy both as well, yeah.
Very nice.
I think more bleed would make sense, probably. We'll see. Yeah, Physic first, very nice. And then Ashes of War. Oh, we already had Earthshaker as well. And put bleed, yeah.
Bleed, okay.
There we go.
Perfect.
And let's...
you did,
we
did get it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
okay, then fine. Everything's alright then.
Yay.
So here we're gonna run towards Bonnie Village. There's a little skip there as well. Rather than going through the hole in the ground and around, we can use some collision that sticks out of a cliff. Let's unequip the shield. Let's re-equip the katana. Very nice. Let's two-hand it. There we go.
Maybe also, I think we had some better armor. The pants, at least.
Yeah, the pants for sure. Okay, very good. So here we will go towards the pointy rock. Nice. And that should be just high enough to not kill us. Very good. And here's another key item location and 3 fragments, no shards. So shards, to specify, shards are the key items that we are collecting to be able to go to the final boss in the DLC, or towards any Ilim, I should specify.
Yeah, and that is not the...
Well, we get to do the skip again, I guess.
Yeah. Once again, you can see the damage, like anything in this DLC deals to you. It's insane. If you haven't gotten any of the fragments yet and don't have a lot of vigor, then yeah. But yeah, the mesmer shards are also something added by the randomizer, right? Like usually there's 1 mesmer burning kindle thing, or is it also called the mesmer shard actually?
I don't think it's shard, but yeah, it's the mesmer's kindling, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And for the randomizer, it's basically split up and thrown into the world so that you have a little bit more of an objective to find.
All right, hit it again, maybe. There we go, good.
We just showcased that we're consistent at this
Right,
skip.
right. Well, so we're gonna pick up the rest of our runes. There's not many of them there, and we will make our way towards the Cathedral of, whatever it is called, Manus Celes, I think. And there is another key item check, probably the last one that we will be doing in the run. And we will see if we get another shard or if we at least get a bunch of fragments that we can use to power up our character. Legendary, that is complete garbage. And this is going to be the perfect time for some donations.
Wonderful. Just shut me up when you need to talk, you know? We have $10 from Kessenchu saying, hello, catalystz and Puppery. Dark Souls 2 all achievements, 2-player, 1-controller, dance pad when?
Whoa.
In all seriousness, though, you guys are the best. Cheers from Brazil. We have $25 from Etholon saying, when is 2 players, 1 controller plus 1 player, 2 controllers in Night Rain happening?
I have to do some math for that.
We have $50 from Sphere saying, I want to see that regarding you swapping. Later on, Sphere also donated $50 saying, yeah, that, let me check. Where is it here? I take it back. That wasn't as exciting. That wasn't as exciting as I hoped. So thank you very much for that.
Thank
but
you.
that's not all. We have $25 from Mina V2 without a message. $10 from Goddess Band saying, come on, let's swap. $25 from Mustache Sky saying, Happy Canada Day.
Yo.
$25 from Felicitas83 with no message, but thank you very much. $6 from GSW Skog saying, Catalyst's Elden Ring. 1 ring to rule all Souls games. Is this a scythe in this game? Is Bleedin' Scythe good? GSW Skog. And we just received $4 from Neflin saying, I just want to put one thing to rest. They're not called Scatutri fragments. They're called Scatute, like a Scatman. You know?
Oh, I see.
Thank you very much for all of your donations.
Thank you for your generosity,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Block.
And if my math is
can't-
correct,
oh,
we are
yeah.
currently $20 away from the next swap. Just to put it out there, chat.
Well, that was perfect. We made it to the cathedral, so this is where Ymir is. And this is an interesting NPC because not only does he give us a key item, which could be a shard, could be some decent fragments, probably not going to be either. He also has a shop, so there might be some kind of a guaranteed weapon there as well that we could pick up later if we need. That me also has drip.
Oh, another. Oh, and so many fragments.
Yeah.
Not shards, but fragments.
That was like 5. That's kind of crazy.
He's loaded.
Well, not anymore. All right, but he's
okay,
got nothing. Yeah, I
nothing.
told you he's got nothing.
Yeah. But I mean, he had everything we hoped for.
I mean, that offset the imbued sword key chest that only gave us like 1 fragment, which isn't even enough, I think, to level once.
Yeah.
So basically, you need these fragments to level up your character, and the costs progressively get higher. Starting, is it a 1? I'm not even sure.
I think it might be 1.
Yeah, I think
and then it's
it
like
might
2.
be 1, and then like immediately it's 2, and then eventually it gets to 3.
Yeah.
But we will most likely stay at the cost of 2 throughout the course of this run. The level goes all the way to 20. You start the DLC at 0, and it's very, I think, important, especially by the end of the DLC, to be at 12, because that's when the diminishing returns start kicking in. So obviously anything extra is still very good. It's just not as important as getting to that level 12.
Yeah.
Swap.
There is a swap. Perfect.
Oh.
You comfy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well,
thank you for waiting with that donation until I stopped drinking.
You need to sit down.
Yeah, right. Oh my god, this is gonna mess with our minds so much throughout this run every time we have to swap.
Alright, so we made it to level 5 in the fragments. And now we are making our way through the church district. We need this part of the Shadow Keep in order to access a bunch of the bosses from here. But what's nice is that there's also a lot of different items that we can loot. Again, it's not as important since we do have our weapon. We do have it upgraded as well. But let's go this way, left. Yeah, there's less hostiles around here. Let's get the item down here as well. Just careful with the wolf. And here we have to be careful with the enemies as well. Okay, because they can throw us in the water, but it worked out just fine, luckily. Alright, this guy is just some nobleman, so it's no problem. A little bit more money as well. One more item on this side as well. And it's always a little bit of a balance, trying to find places where there's a huge item density so that we are not really spending like so much time looting, but instead we can also try to go killing.
Oh my god. Oh.
So I'm now responsible for the movements and for blocking, and Pup is doing the jumping and the rolling and the camera work.
Yeah.
This is just to say that this is our not the default setup that we have.
Yep. Devour Scepters, I mean, that's a hammer, right?
Yeah, it is a hammer, yeah, it's a colossal.
Yeah.
So it's a big weapon. Some nice items around here, nothing crazy, but also nothing terrible. Mesmer Soldier, gonna have to just jump, nice.
Jumping usually works in this game. Like, if you need to make some extra distance.
Let's just not worry, it's a
Should
small
put
item
out,
as
or
well.
is it fine?
Nah, we'll be fine.
Okay.
I think. It's not like I've encountered this enemy here before, you know? So we're draining the water, very emblematic of New Londo from Dark Souls 1. And after draining the water, we will have access to the lower part of this dungeon, which houses a boss as well, which we may or may not need to fight. Okay, gotta be careful with the soldier again.
Okay. That's fine. That was not worried.
And then there's a statue over here that we will also loot. We'll jump over it. And like, for example, stuff like just jumping over this statue is, you know, not... Oh, never mind. That's okay. We need to go down here eventually. Anyway, we'll just do it a little bit earlier. But I was just going to point out that actions like jumping on the statue and jumping off the statue when you're, you know, handling the controller yourself, no problem at all. Like, it's a little tricky, but in the end, if you know how to move the character, it's okay.
Yeah.
And as you can see, as two players, immediately just the first jump, a little bit of a problem. Needs a lot more coordination that you would maybe expect at first.
Exactly. Like, I think I readjusted the camera just like slightly.
I think that was yeah. It could have been that. It could have been my movement as well. I think it's kind of hard to say there.
Yeah, it's.
Do we have any runes to pop? Maybe. Yeah, not much.
Yeah, not really.
That is okay. One interesting thing that Pup did here is she opened the menu and closed it. That's not just for fun, but because she keeps on holding the sprint button, which also closes the menu, the sprint is now queued up, so our character is not going to have acceleration, but immediately go to full sprint. Very small thing, but sometimes it can be useful. If you, for example, don't have enough space to like accelerate and then jump for a skip, this can work, because you can jump from a much shorter ground distance, essentially. Alright, legendary item. I bet it's gonna be garbage again.
Glove word. Oh, smithing stone. Well, we already used it though.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, you can sell it, I guess, on the black market or something. Alright, can't really see the boss over here. I would go check it out just to know what is here.
Okay.
Because then we can make decisions depending on like how many fragments we are missing, or shards we are missing, or how many fragments we have. So we might just quit out of the fight. Oh, it's Fire Giant phase 2. How's the damage? Try it out.
Okay.
Couldn't even see the firestorm. So this is yeah, David and Goliath, quite literally. Yeah, we'll come back. We'll come back. This is a boss where the bleed really will help in the long run. So let's just let's go towards Hippo instead.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, this might just be one of those bosses where we might just skip it, potentially, if we find enough key items, just because it's such a tanky boss and just not...
Yeah, let's stop.
Honestly, not the most fun boss to fight. And a lot of bullshit can happen, like the firestorm can just one-shot you, or the fire can just bounce in a weird way, and he has a few attacks that are just very hard to deal with.
Yeah, so I don't think the firestorm is actually that big of a problem because
If you can't see
you
it,
can
though.
see it, yeah, but because of the like oil that is down there, it was literally invisible on the ground. So if we are fighting it, it makes sense to, if the firestorm happens, to just run away, not try to navigate between
Sounds good.
the different fire pillars. And I think first, before we fight Hippo, let's jump over here. Nice. Before we fight Hippo, we should run into the Shadow Key proper, right from the side as well, because we didn't make it over there since we fell down. So we'll do that.
Right, sounds good.
All right, this is another nice place. I was talking about item density. We've got a couple of items over here as well. 1, 2, then there's a third one. Some mushrooms, that's for dinner later. And then there is one more in the tent. Hopefully you don't get blocked by any enemies, and that's not bad. Watchdog staff, not the most insane because of there's a lack of status effects, but colossal weapons in this game deal tons of poise damage. If you don't know what that means, poise is an attribute of enemies, and if you deplete it, they stagger. And in this game, staggering is pretty huge because you don't have such huge windows of opportunity. And so if you can get a stagger, a lot of the times you can get free attacks in, then you can take a riposte, which deals a lot of damage, and then you can get an attack after that as well. All right, we've got Putrescent Knight, new DLC boss.
Nice. Okay. And then, we said go here.
Yeah, we'll do the one more run through because there's a couple of items still to pick up here that could help us. And then we can try to beat PK. If PK doesn't work out, because PK doesn't bleed, that's the problem. Putrescent Knight does not bleed.
That's not good for her setup. Although we did pick up, the Watchdog stuff. We have the Devouring Scepter. I wonder if maybe a hammer could be okay. Or does he we could put Holy on our
Golden Horn Tender is actually nice. Yeah, we could put the Holy potentially on what?
The Katana.
Yeah, maybe.
On Newman's Rune, a little bit of money. I think that's 12.5k.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a problem because right now we still don't really have that much damage. And so if we have a target that cannot be status procced, I mean, he can be, but he can be rotted. That's pretty much the only thing. And we don't have any rot. Rot is nice. Rot lasts a long time and deals percentage damage as well. Shh. Stealth. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, he's going the same way as us.
He's taking the same lift.
Oh no.
You can hear him.
Uh-oh.
He is coming. Okay, we're good.
We're good, yeah.
I wonder if he fell.
Maybe. We'll get some money if he did. I think he's too smart.
Too smart, yeah. Can probably pop a rune. It's perfect time for that. And this way we can also get a few more levels. Like, we've already spent a lot of money on upgrading our weapon, but our level isn't all that high. So we can, even from like 37, 38k that we have, we can get a bunch of vigor from this, which is going to be helpful. Yeah, there we go. Like, the more vigor you start getting, the higher the increments are in terms of health that you get as well. Like at the start, the first like 10, 20 levels, they don't add as much as you get later on. Fire Giant's Remembrance Weapon. All right, let's get this item down here. And then we can go take this Grace. And then we can try...
Putrescent.
Yeah, let's sit down and change the Ash of War for sure, though.
Okay, sounds good. To Holy, or...?
I mean, yeah, I think so. I think so. Ashes of War, Wild Strikes, and we do... No, we put Lightning by accident. Yeah, Sacred.
Okay.
There we go. All right. Let's try.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, the damage might just not be very good.
Yeah.
If it's not, we have more paths to take, so it's not really a problem. That's sometimes just how it is. We have to two-hand. That is sometimes how it is. Physic?
Yeah.
Nice call. Oh, no horse.
Are we?
Do you think we went... What?
Were we heavy rolling?
No, we were not heavy rolling.
Okay, let's do it again.
I think we just didn't press the button heavily enough.
Probably, yes.
Yeah. I think we're good though. Just roll to make sure.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Physic? Never mind. We can do it on entrance, yeah. Nice.
Okay.
Alright, we just spend our runes so we don't really have to preoccupy ourselves picking them up. Okay, that's good, that's good. Oh, nice lag on this PC. It's a nice equipment. 2 more attacks, careful, just heal after this. Nice.
Oops.
Alright, we'll try one more time, because the damage actually isn't too bad. And if it doesn't work out, we'll just go towards Ancient Dragon Man, which is one of the graces that we picked up at the start of the run, actually, after we did the first skip. That is because, you know, the DLC, just like the rest of Elden Ring, is very open, so you can kind of go in many different directions, and we essentially need to find... Physic? We need to find the boss that we can beat to get a bunch of money. Get some vigor, and then we should start rolling, hopefully. And of course, those bosses, they're also going to be dropping a bunch of the fragments that will help us power our character.
Where's the horse?
No horse. Oh, I can hear him,
I
but
can
he's
hear the
not
horse,
here.
though.
Maybe don't do charge R2s with this weapon too much, because it's very slow.
Sounds good.
Chase. Running, yeah. Oh, one
Yeah.
shot, damn. Alright,
Let's go
well,
in
that's okay.
Dragman first.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that is no problem. In the end, we might not even need this boss, so.
Yeah.
Because he's basically like, he's not blocking anything at this point. We've already entered Shadowkeep. We could even actually go from behind and enter the arena from behind. Not now, because we died, so there's a fog wall and you can't enter from that side if there's a fog wall. But the reason we want to fight it is that usually the scaling is not that high, right? So each boss in the DLC also has his own scaling, and so when there's a replacement with the randomizer, it takes into account the original boss, his location, and it also takes into account the new boss. So Golden Hippo, which is the original one, isn't that highly leveled, and so generally the damage there is actually okay. And so, like I said, we are trying to find the key items, we are trying to find some fragments and get some runes as well. And sometimes it just takes a while to actually fish for the right boss.
Yeah. I mean, that's also one of the things, like, if you do a random race with the DLC start, it's always a hard decision to make as well to, instead of bashing your head against a boss, basically to just decide, okay, maybe I'll just go somewhere else first and see what the boss there is, because there's so many paths that you can take that you probably have to unlock anyway. And yeah, very often you do find something that is a little bit more doable. But a lot of people will just keep on dying for an hour and then have a problem later on.
So I definitely wanted to do something as we are running to the dungeon, but I forgot what I wanted to do. Oh yeah, equip the Golden Horn Tender.
Right.
We can do that later. Let's avoid these enemies, yeah. Yeah, now is a good time. So the Golden Horn Tender that we got earlier is actually really nice because it boosts our rune acquisition by 30% for 3 minutes. And so that means once we finally find the boss that we can kill, just as we kill him, we can pop the consumable and then benefit from the extra 30%. Alright, let's see what awaits us here. This will not be a major boss, because it's a replacement of a minor boss. So it will be a minor one as well. And it is Darrell from Limgrave.
Oops.
Nice rolling, take it easy, yeah, perfect. Just one hit at a time in the end. Heal up. Nice. Nice, that's the stagger that I was talking about. There's the riposte and the bleed proc. Let's pop the item, pop the item, pop the item. There we go. 30%. Nice.
I think
and
we just got it, yeah.
As well.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
bunch of shards. And fragments as well. One shard, bunch of fragments, bunch of money. That's good. I mean, that's gonna make already Putrescent Knight a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully.
very good. It's very good.
We'll see.
I was gonna say that status effects are built up by the number of hits. It doesn't matter how hard you actually hit. So even though we kept on doing rolling attacks one at a time, we are building up bleed, and you saw it proc at the very end there with the riposte. All right, 49 vigor.
Not bad.
All right, want to try PK again?
Yep. Let's
All right,
do
let's
it.
do it.
Time for the donation from earlier.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
We had $25 from Rachel Skirts with no message and no incentives. So please, even if you just donate for those two to swap hands, please do allocate your donation towards our pools or targets, because then you can also help, form the rest of the marathon. And also, while we're at it, we need $45 for the next swap. And at $46, you can also grab a shirt as a reward. So maybe think about that.
Damn, that is some crazy math.
Actually, crazy math.
Works out so nice. All right, good dodging. Oh, I just realized for Darryl we still had the Holy on our...
Yeah, I also thought about that earlier, but it worked out. I mean, he was very squishy.
Tap R2. Nice. Okay, he's missing because of terrain differences. That's pretty funny. Okay, phase transition.
Oh, that's too bad. I feel like we were so close to the saga. I jumped early.
So this was a phase transition to the second phase. It happened pretty early, yeah? As Pap was saying that we were really close to a stagger probably, but also if you manage with this boss, if you manage to stay really close, let's go to Gaius maybe.
Okay.
There's a cool skip that we can show on the way as well. Not that one, yeah. So if you manage to stay close to the boss, he has to have a certain amount of distance from the player to be able to transition to phase 2. And so if you manage to stay close for long enough, he'll just keep on doing attacks and you can keep on punishing. And that's very nice when that happens. But unfortunately, in our case, he transitioned actually really early into phase 2. And if you've played a Souls game, you know that usually second phases are a little more difficult. They deal more damage. They might have an expanded moveset, maybe longer combos, some extensions that do not happen in the first phase. And there, unfortunately, we died to the phase transition where he sends fires on the ground. Right, so a little bit of climbing. We have to make it to the top of Shadowkeep. And then there's a room bear over here, yeah, but should be non-aggressive, luckily.
Yeah.
Red letter, that, you know.
Deliver that later.
It's a Rot reference, probably.
The secrets.
Yeah, the documents. And normally on the top here, because we are coming from the side, you're not really supposed to get to Mesma, which is the main boss of this fort. You're only supposed to go to Gaius, but there's a faster way to go to Gaius, and there's also a way to go to Mesma. So we basically are double dipping here. We are creating some kind of map progression that will allow us to reach 2 more bosses as well. Let's check the enemy. Okay, it's just militiaman. Bless you, whoever that was. All right, let's go Gaius first, but never mind. Okay, let's go Mesma. Because there's a flower in the way. Uh-oh. Okay, he missed.
Okay.
Get the item.
Go. Oh, more money.
That's good. Heal, heal, heal. Okay, let's not bother with the imp. The imp will drop an item when we kill it. But right now, I think we are being chased.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... we have iframes, luckily, on the door opening. And we will try to roll after that as well. Pick up this item over here. Just some boluses, not really a huge deal. Get this grace.
And the imp is still here.
Yeah, we could try to kill him, yeah. We have to go on even ground with him, maybe?
Yeah.
High ground not working with this weapon. Obi-Wan was wrong.
No!
I can do that too. Okay, never mind. We didn't do wild strikes. Alright, let's rest. Well, we can try to fight Mesmer as well. Do we have fragments? We don't. Let's change our Ash of War. Let's make it a bloody weapon. Yeah, change the affinity.
Just have to remember to talk to Hornsent as well.
We've already... Wild strikes? Wild strikes? I selected the wrong one. There we go.
I meant in the fight.
Yeah.
Not talk to him, I guess summon him.
So the thing that we did earlier is we talked to Mesmer. Talk to Mesmer. That's whose replacement we're going to be fighting here. But we talked to Hornsent, the NPC, in order to get the summoning sign here and progress his quest line, and in order to eliminate him from one of the later fights. So we've got Godfrey over here, Spirit Godfrey from Lanedell. Can jump over some of these attacks, do some strafing if he does a good follow-up. There it is. Charge our juice as well, get the damage in and build up some poise. There it is, the stagger, very nice. Get the riposte as well. Let's do top R2. Yeah, and so by progressing Hornsent's questline, we will be able to eliminate him from one of the NPC fights later on. The later encounter in any Illim, so instead we'll have to be only dealing with 2 NPCs rather than 3. Hello?
What the hell? It's weird with the wall. That's healed.
Alright, doing well. Yeah, it's interesting that that attack can be strafed in both ways, actually.
Oops, that's...
Just all depends on preference. And also, depending on the situation. Okay, we'll get the strafe, get some heals up. Very good. Then simply jump over, get an R1. More charge R2s as well on the side. That's a non-guaranteed follow-up, so Pup reacted really well there to be able to roll it. I'm gonna do some more healing. Run away? Never mind.
Oh.
I wanted to maybe get Hornsent, but we can do it at the start of this phase. There we go. Godskin Noble.
Well, Hornsent is gonna help with that a lot as well, since Noble bleeds a lot.
Yeah, again, that was a target. Spirit Godfrey is another target that does not bleed. And this guy has the Falk's weapon, Hornsent, the summon. So that's one of the weapons that we could have potentially chosen as well. But we still have to be careful because he has... Oh, there's the bleed proc. Nice. You still have to be kind of careful because the guy has Black Flame. And Black Flame deals percentage damage as well, so... by the guy, I mean Godskin Noble. And even normally he has hands, as you can see. And he can also roll. And there it is. But we can also just run around him as well. This is a very nice arena for this. When you have a much more enclosed space, this attack is way more problematic. Luckily this time, just kind of able to get around. Nice jump over the AoE on the ground. You can go ahead and strafe the follow-up. It just about hit us. We have to roll out of that circle. Some projectials.
Shield just in case.
Yeah. Oh, another bleed proc and one more R1. There it is.
Let's go.
Horns end with a kill steal, dude. Okay, to be fair, that was deserved. Yeah, that applause goes to Hornsend. And this guy, I mean, Mesmer, because he is such a big boss, he drops a lot of runes as well. Not as many fragments, but like now we can probably pump Vigor to 60. And we can level up some dexterity as well. Dexterity, because that's what our great katana scales with. Now, in order to progress the quest line a little further, we have to talk to him twice as well.
To say the least, the death of Mesmer could vengeance if maker and I would.
All right, there we go. And how do we? Yeah, let's try going to Gaius, but without the skip because the flower is in the way. Yeah, that's the correct race. So we will do instead is take more of the casual path up here, because unfortunately the randomizer did not bless us. You could say, well, just kill the flower, no? And that absolutely you make a good point, except it has like jillion everything HP.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not a good idea. That one right there, that's floating. And of course it's gonna attack us as well. It's not like it's just gonna take the punishment and be like, yeah, I like it. That's not how it works. So we will climb the ladder instead and try to run around. I feel like actually we could do the skip on the cogwheel, right? Probably, because the flower's gonna most likely fall down. Not even that. Yeah. So let's just jump over here, then jump over here. There we go. Nice.
That's it.
All right. That was a lot simpler. So normally we wouldn't have to climb the ladder if we were to do the proper version of the skip, and instead we would have been just able to jump around on some collision on the side. More elevators coming, which means we also have some runes to pop, and time for a donation as well.
Wonderful. We have $25 from Gambit saying Puppy Wave. That one going to the hard mode upgrade for Where's Waldo. And the next swap is at $15.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the generous donations, everybody. Keep them coming.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a very long elevator, so
Yeah,
as
we
you can
popped,
see,
like, everything.
we can just go on for days. But that was the perfect amount. Who is it?
I don't know, I can't tell.
I can't see either.
Get maybe endurance?
Yeah, maybe to 20 endurance and then just dexterity from then on, or 15, or...
Yeah, 20 is maybe a little bit overkill for this weapon.
It's our worst enemy, ourselves.
Yeah, it's the mimic tier. So what's the trick with the mimic here?
Well, you could, as soon as you see that it's the... Well, I mean, you can just wild strikes it and... it's no problem.
Wow.
But if you want to, you can unequip all of your armor and your weapon. And Mimic Tier is literally just gonna spawn in without anything as well. And then you can equip your stuff again and you'll be going up against a, no equipment Mimic Tier.
What about the left-hand trick?
Oh yeah, there is actually a trick where the Mimic Tier tries to use self-buffs all the time. And there is some Ashes of War that hurt, like basically take your health bar and give you a buff, like seppuku is one of them. And for some reason, the Mimic Tier AI keeps wanting to use seppuku as a self buff if you have like something else in your offhand equipped that is like Golden Vow that is actually a buff. And then you can just run away from it the whole time. Was it the wrong grace?
That was the wrong grace, yeah.
Where are we going?
To Romina, let's go to Romina.
Okay. I was yapping too much about the...
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, so basically, like if you do that, you can just run away from it, and it's just gonna spam seppuku until it dies. Which is kind of brutal, but
Okay, so I hate to be the FBI, but like, why do we have the weapon in our left hand? That's what I was trying to get at.
Oh, that one. Oh.
Lots of tech in this game, as you can see.
Yeah, there's so much tech that I didn't even understand which one you were referring to. Just with Mimic Tier, there's like multiple cool things you can do. But yeah, if you have your weapon in the left hand, and you can only wield your weapon.
Get ready to roll, maybe? Yeah, nice.
Yeah, if you can only wield your weapon by two-handing it. Mimic Tier, for some reason, never two-hands it, and then it just acts as if the Mimic Tier can't use the weapon.
Yeah, that's what you could see there in the fight.
Yeah, so it just deals no damage.
Also perfect, like, Ash of War for that fight. Let's heal. Because Wild Strikes... It doesn't really matter that the Great Katana is a pretty big weapon. With Wild Strikes, we can just hit repeatedly. Which is also perfect for the bleed and everything, but... on top of that, we are also able to just permanently stagger the Mimic, basically. Okay, we're gonna go to the left side over here, because there's no enemy there. And let's just hope that the Rune Bear cannot make it through the hallway, through the doorway. So this bridge is also quite nice. We would have probably opted to come here a little bit earlier if we hadn't had a weapon, because the bridge has plenty of items, right? So we would have tried to like fish, or if we didn't have money early on. All right, we can get on Torrent over here. It's like very surprising. Casually, I definitely expected this door to be locked, but then you could just kind of explore even further.
Yeah. Yeah, but for the randomizer runs, it's kind of a blessing and a curse, I think, because in these randomizer runs, you can kind of just spend a lot of time just without fighting anything, collecting so many items, and it's nice because you can usually find something pretty strong on the way that way, but also, of course, like it's a little bit more fun if you have to, like if everyone's forced to. Yeah, just keep like go fighting right away with maybe not an ideal build. 'Cause that's how you see people struggle with Putrid at night.
So now we'll be entering Ancient Ruins of Rao. And behind Romina, or that's the original boss, is the Sealing Tree that we need the shards for. But given that we are 55 minutes into the run...
Swap.
There's a swap. Given that we are 55 minutes into the run, I can, for now, let's two-hand our weapon again, yeah. I can conclude that we don't have enough shards just yet. Cool skip over here. Get to the lower floor without having to run around. Let's heal. Okay, not yet. Get that item. Okay, the enemies here are chill, so we can get the next item as well. Very easy to get blasted. There's an enemy that normally drops an item, so we'll see what it is, and if it's a quick one, we can go ahead and kill him. Nice bleed proc. Surely that was worth it. Hey,
Sword Lance, that's actually crazy. That's a really good weapon. That's a really, really good... Actually, it's used for speedruns as well, right? Was it?
Well, that was just a very specific
okay.
challenge, but
Fair.
Here's another skip. I'm gonna line ourselves up with the tree, and then I just get on Torrent and sprint. Just press the button. No need to do anything else, and perfectly land on that little part that is a little bit higher, and we can actually survive. So Sword Lance is normally a remembrance weapon from Gaius, one of the bosses. It's the only remembrance weapon that is smithing based, so you can put Ashes of War on it as well, which means you can also put an affinity. You can make it bleed or frost or something like that. But in the end, it's a weapon that hits multiple times in a row, and it benefits a lot from multi-hit buffs, of which we do not currently have any. So I do believe that our katana is at the moment better. I wouldn't really be switching. Be ready to maybe dismount here if needed. Okay, no need. We're just gonna have to jump. Torrent took one for the team.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just look back and keep running. Yeah, we're good.
Seems
okay.
fine.
All right, nice. So because we are here a little bit later, interestingly enough, we are gonna get invaded here. But it's not really a problem. We can either just take the L, or we might be able to get the invader to actually despawn. So that's normally Hornsend who invades you here. And the one way to avoid it is to kill Mesmer only after you get to this point. Finger Creeper out of nowhere, racing in like a
Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
Mad lad. Yeah, those are usually fine. They're not the snipers, so they're not really gonna hit you if you keep moving.
Okay.
Right, elevator cannot go up fast enough. Good.
Mm.
Couple more items to pick up here on the way as well. That's the Spirit Ash Summon that we will not use. Even though this one is, funnily enough, actually decently useful, I think. Because he can buff you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty big buff. They increased its duration at some point, by which I mean the developers. And it adds extra damage.
Extra damage always sounds good.
Unless you're taking it, I guess.
I guess that's true.
Alright, yeah, there we are forced to dismount because we are in a basically PvP state. This is how it looks like if you get invaded by an online player as well. It is Henricus, so that is not a DLC NPC, so it should actually not even be that tanky. So we can try to blast him with Wild Strikes, maybe.
Maybe can we get the Grace first?
Yeah, there we go. Nice try, mate.
Just in case we die, so we don't have to do the run again.
So you need to do Wild Strikes?
Alright. Oh, it's the guy from before, in front of the mausoleum, right?
Yeah, in the grave.
In the grave, yeah.
Okay, maybe just run towards Rumina's arena. He's actually tankier than I expected. Yeah, there we go. Return to their world. Okay, that's a speed strat, I guess. Very nice, very nice. Let's yeah, that's a good spread actually. Let's check. Do we have fragments? I don't remember. Yeah, we do. There we go.
10. Let's go. Should we do this or putrescent? I guess let's just do this.
We can check what Romina is. And if it's good, we can beat it. If it's not, then we would go away. And it's, yeah, speaking of NPCs. Oh my god, he's very chunky.
Yeah.
Well, but you do have Wild Strikes.
Yeah.
And this weapon in general is actually very good against NPCs because despite being relatively fast on the R1s, let's go in. Just running attack, yeah.
Okay.
Despite being relatively fast with the R1s, it actually has decent hyper armor. So hyper armor is a mechanic where one character has to take preference on a stagger. And generally, it is going to be us with this weapon.
Oh. Out.
Roll away, yeah. So it's the second phase of Fias Champions. It's just R1. Yeah, let's peace out. Uh-oh. He's a sniper. Alright, it's all good. Just run in with a running attack. Yeah, and we can spam R1 because of our hyper armor. So as you can see, if he tries to attack, he's gonna be unable to because we'll stagger him out of the attack as long as we hit the first part. It's kind of similar to fighting games in a way. You know, taking turns and having priority plus minus frames. It's in a way that applies to some of the PvP in this game as well. Oh, nice multi-hit, damn.
Out.
Alright, we're gonna turn. There we go. Get the riposte, very good. This Fiat Champ is dead. So now there's two of them left. One of them is tankier than the other. That's the guy without the axes, so we'll try to get the axe guy first.
Oh, enter, go out.
Yeah, I'm paying attention.
Swap.
And we are swapping.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's fine, it's fine. Nice swap, combat swap. Alright, keep running. We have to run away here because these skulls will pursue us for quite a while. And then the other guy is spamming Endure, so that's an Ash of War that gives him... yeah, it's fine. I'm just making... What?
It's not fine. I was scared. I just don't want to go in while there's skulls chasing
Well,
us.
of course.
And Endure is also not good.
Yeah, so Endure is an Ash of War. Nice double hit. Endure is an Ash of War that the guy with the axes is spamming, and it gives him... I was talking about hyper armor, it gives him more hyper armor, so we're not going to be able to stagger him out of his power stance axes, and instead we'll take the full hit. Nice roll. But the problem with the Ash of War is that its effect doesn't last very long. And so he basically uses it, the buff runs out. He has Endure, yeah. Oh, nice bleed proc. Nice. Good range on this weapon as well. And then he just kept on spamming it as well. Go under.
No. Like,
and as you can see, these guys, they normally have different armor as well. And with the randomizer, it is replaced. So we can just, with this, yeah, we can either bait out or we can even do just running attacks here. We have hyper armor on this. Like, we have priority. It's a very, very, very nice weapon for this, actually. Under, yeah. Good roll. Dude, these bleed procs as well. You can see how much that actually deals in terms of the proc compared to our regular hits. Like, we have decent damage, but the status effect is huge. More skulls. More skulls. More skulls.
go away. Let's say it one more time.
Pup is so nervous. You
I'm
can
so
hear it.
nervous.
It's like so ridiculous.
Well,
It's fine. 2 more hits. 1 more probably. Just do a running attack. Okay, all good. Running attack in. Yeah, like we have priority. It's all good. Very nice. Handled well with a swap mid-fight, nevertheless. Very good.
oh, another fragment too. Nice.
Wrong side?
yeah.
All right, let's take the Grace.
I mean, honestly, with how hard they hit, like they can definitely just chop you into just dying, and then you have to do it all again.
Let's use the blessings. Let's level, get more dex. Let's get a little bit of that dexterity and endurance. That's it. And let's go to Fire Giant.
Yep.
That is there. So let's try to get our revenge. As I was saying, from the Firestorm, we'll try to actually just run away. He has some other AoE attacks, but none of them should be invisible, so... And again, because we have Wild Strike, this is a big target, there might be opportunities to just kind of blast him with that Ash of War. And as I was saying earlier, status effects build per hit, right? So that means because we can hit repeatedly with Wild Strikes, we can also build up the bleed proc really, really quickly. So the strap for this guy, like as you can see, is still very chunky, but it's a little bit better. One of his weak spots are his hands. And so what we try to do is we try to stay kind of in front of him in melee range. Here we have to simply run away. But we try to stay around melee range so he keeps on doing these hand attacks and exposes his hands that way. Nice bleed proc, that was chunky.
Nice.
Can just Wild Strike, that's too late, yeah, let's just keep hitting. Nice, not nice. Next time you can do Wild Strikes in that scenario.
Oops, that was too early.
See, so even though we have 60 Vigor, which is kind of like the pinnacle of what you want to have for the base game, you can see that we just almost got 2-shot.
Yeah.
Little miscommunication there. Might have not been obvious, but I wanted to do Wild Strikes. Pup was tapping an attack, so we ended the Ash of War a little bit too early. And then after that, she just expected me to do more Wild Strikes as well, so we stood there for a bit. It's kind of funny how these things can happen without, like, you guys even knowing about it. It's a lot of stuff going on here. Alright, now we have stabilized a little bit again. That's a good attack. We can get a bunch of R1s over here. Very nice. Again, the range of the weapon playing to our benefit here. Good roll as well. Another big bleed proc. More hand attacks as well. Oh, and a stagger. Let's just... Okay, yeah, we can take the riposte. I think Wild Strikes... we're probably not gonna get another bleed proc until the end of the fight, so... And here, when he rolls away, you can see we are trying to roll with him in the direction where he's going. so we can keep on being in that melee range, and then catch your hand. That was a nice hit as well. His head also a weak point. A weak spot. I wanted to say point and spot, and I said like points.
Point.
These fireballs can be annoying, but if you get close enough, one or both of them will actually miss us, so that's good. That's more fireballs. So these ones, we just want to try to trigger them like this. Nice roll. Oh. Nice one. All right, trigger it.
Okay.
And now we have stabilized again. Try to roll with him, run towards him. Pup is doing great this fight. She doesn't normally claw grip on the controller. And obviously roll is the B button on the controller. And the camera is the right analog stick. So she plays with paddles, but it's very problematic to play with paddles as 2-player-1 controller, because due to the ergonomics, we keep on clicking them by accident. But that's it. Okay, Fire Giant, we got our revenge. Let's go.
Yay. Well, now we gotta get our other revenge.
All right, well, let's go to PK. Yeah, let's do it.
Our runes are even still there.
Yeah. They're probably 0.
Yeah.
Got time for donations?
We're entering a boss fight right now,
Okay,
so in a second after that we'll be traveling.
No
if we do
problem.
Get the kill.
Sounds good.
All right, more dexterity. The reason also I just wanted to mention.
Oh wait, holy. Okay.
Yeah, holy is good. The reason we are not going over 60 dexterity is because the way it works in this game is that there are soft and hard caps. So it's when I mentioned diminishing physic, when I mentioned diminishing returns with the fragments, it also applies to levels. So we are not going to be getting as much health anymore for spending those runes. So it's probably better to just get more damage. Alright, damage, as you can see, has improved from us, that is. And it has also degraded from the boss. Mm-hmm. That's the power of being able to pivot and come back a little bit later. That's the big combo. One thing that's really tricky about this boss is you can see all the debris flying around and all the different particles. Normally when he's in his arena, it's not that bad. You can see pretty well, but in different arenas you can see that it can be very, very difficult to actually spot him during some of the combos. Dude, there's a warm face just peeking through the door. He wants some as well. Alright, 5-hit combo, one more. Very good. It's gonna be a very early phase transition again, and now we have to jump over the fires. That worked. Heal. Nice. And more of this. Okay, that was a no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Just dodge this one and be good. Yeah, there we go. That was a tactical heal right there.
Oops. Tactical hit too. Don't worry about it.
Alright, that was another fire attack. This time fire coming from the outside. Coming into a circle, closing in. We dodged it by jumping again. Five-hit combo. Alright, halfway there. Chase.
It's so confusing without the horse.
Yeah, normally they're supposed to be like, if the combo looks weird, I mean, it normally is as well, 5-hit. But normally the horse is supposed to spawn as well. It's the circle again. Nice jump, nice jump. And kind of attack us in between, right? So there's supposed to be even more of it. And so when the horse isn't there, it's even more confusing. Yeah, those combos are very similar, but I was doing a great job recognizing them. There's one more R1, that's it!
Let's go!
Very good.
Very happy. Good.
Alright, so we're gonna... Why is it not
Hello?
possible to sit here? Okay, Grace is broken. Anyway, let's warp here. We can level up on that Grace, and we're gonna make our way to the next boss, and as that is happening, we can read some of those wonderful donations.
Thank you very much. We have $15 from Praise the John. We without a message. We have $46 from Moss saying swap, smiley face. We have $25 from Ethelon saying get swapped. We have $5 from Anonymous without a message, but thank you very much. And another $5 from Anonymous. Thank you very much. And all of those donations have just met the 4-player co-op mode for Micro Mages tomorrow. So thank you very much for that.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
Thank you very
And
much,
if my
guys.
math is correct, we are $14 away from the next swap.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
So now we have a little bit of running to do. This is one of the problems with Elden Ring at large, and you're getting more of the same with the DLC. Like, if you like the base game, you'll like the DLC. If you haven't played it, of course, if you've played it, then you're like, why are you telling me this? But if you didn't like some of the aspects of the base game, like, for example, certain areas being a little bit too empty, maybe a little bit too big for their own good, you're getting more of that in the DLC, except they're maybe a little prettier to look at. But at the same time, in this particular instance, with Jagged Peak that we are heading into right now, I think it's worth it, you know? It really builds up the boss that is normally there, Bale the Dread that is, quite well.
Yeah. I do think, yeah, the environmental storytelling here is just really good, and you can tell that they definitely focused on the first playthrough with this area. Like, it's not going to be as fun to go through on any later playthroughs, but yeah, I do think they nailed it for the first one.
Yeah, it's not always the case, to be fair. Some areas just feel like, oh, there should be some secrets here, but here you are all focused on just like getting to that mighty dragon that you keep on hearing about, and you're really expecting an epic encounter, and that does happen. Of course, this is a randomizer, so Bale is God knows where. Not in his on his peak.
But I guess we'll find out who took over.
I guess we will, but first we will actually go back to Ensis, because we haven't killed the boss there.
All right. Forgot about that one.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking as well. We do have that Grace.
Yeah, that, and then I guess, yeah, well, we can do Bale, and then we can pretty much go towards Leda, right?
Yeah, I mean, most likely we'll see how things go. I don't know. You're like saying that as if I knew what was gonna happen. It's a randomizer.
I don't know. I'm just saying that this is soon probably.
Do you know how to do the boulder
yeah.
skip here or no?
No.
Okay. Yeah, this is an area that we normally don't go to in our 2-player 1 controller runs because it's so inefficient for items and it is so inefficient for key item checks. We can get these items here on the way now. Maybe there's something good. Probably not. Oh, not bad.
Freeze Grease is actually pretty good.
Yeah, so freeze grease is a thing that we can also put on our weapon. If we didn't have the bleed affinity on it, that is. And then that way, because the katana itself already has in its bleed, right, on it without making the affinity different, we could also put cold on it that way and then have a double status effect. So we would get both the bleed procs and the frost procs, which is actually pretty nice. Frost doesn't deal as much damage as a bleed proc, but at the same time, it does give you 30 seconds of 20% extra damage to the next to the enemy that was frost proc. So.
You can see now there's a lot of lightning around. You can really tell that you're riding up to something epic.
Yeah. And we have a time for donation as we are riding up there for sure.
Wonderful. We just received a $5 anonymous donation going towards the hard mode upgrade for Where's Waldo. And we have $2 from Egon saying, curse you, Bailey. Bale, sorry, not Bailey, Bale. Curse you, Bale.
Perfect.
Egon is one of the NPCs that we met at the very beginning of the run. He's just kind of laying around, being dead, in a lot of pain. But if you progress his questline, you can end up summoning him for Bale. It's pretty awesome. Like, his voice lines are delivered really, really well, and he's become kind of a living meme for the DLC.
Everyone's always like, Bale! My leg! My leg! Kind of similar to,
That's Tomb Raider, that's a different game. What are we talking about here? Alright, we can, let's equip the Blessing of Marika to D-pad down pouch.
D-pad down pouch, yes.
Yeah, where's the blessing? There it is. So that's an item that we just picked up, and let's go to Ensis. That's an item we just picked up, and it heals us fully, and also if we have any kind of an ailment, like rot or poison, we can get rid of it. Let's change our Ash of War again.
Right.
Back to bleed. So I say Ash of War, but like you're not changing the Ash of War, we're changing the affinity on the weapon. Two hand. Physic.
Oh!
Speaking of! Wild Bale! Yeah, we gotta be careful with the charge R2s on this weapon because it's very, very slow. So maybe just tap R2s instead of them. That's a grab. Nice. Good. Okay, let's heal up. The bubble just saved us. Okay, this area is a little too small. We need more healing, maybe. Yeah, that's good. Let's just stabilize the fight a little bit.
Yeah, this arena is a mess for him.
That was a very brave heal right there. That's that's lightning. Okay, nice. Walk on. Good. Okay, we're kind of back to normal. And the normal is us getting blasted by a guy with a big tail. Roll through?
You're too slow.
Heck. Are we? I think we're doing alright.
Swap.
Oi, oi, oi. Oh, not bad. He just interrupted his combo.
Oh yeah, okay. Ah!
Alright, good stuff.
Okay.
Got the swap off. Phase 2. Yeah, he's okay, that's not how physics work, man. Where is he?
I don't know.
We'll be on the ground, yeah, so we will iframe actually his attack. Very good.
That's like the best case scenario.
Yeah. Alright, we'll heal up.
Yep.
Roll away. Okay, that's fine. I missed time the roll. It's kind of hard to see, but also skill issue. That's a grab. That's a nice attack. Easy to dodge. Go in, yeah. Nice, very good punish there. You can see that the camera on this guy when you stay locked. Oh, the stagger, huge. Bleed proc, again, very big. We'll be able to get a charge R2 here as well on the stand-up. But I was gonna say that you can see that the camera is a mess when you stay locked on. It's a big AoE, but we will be fine. That was all calculated. I was definitely not nervous.
Roll? Yeah.
Thanks for telling me. I did it. Yay! Very good.
Oh my god.
Very nice.
That was scary.
That was a little scary, yeah. Okay, so let's level up. And let's start running through Enir Ilim.
And while you do that, we just had a $170 donation
Woo!
from Toby Cook 2 saying 25k hype.
Wow.
Also, swap hands. And well, you did. So
did,
thank you
yeah.
very, very much for that.
Thank you for the kind, generous donation in the perfect time, because the perfect time is any time.
And also, thanks to that donation, the Where's Waldo hard mode upgrade only needs $8 more. So come on, chat. You can do that.
That's crazy. All right, we're burning the ceiling tree, as we have found enough shards. I don't know how many we have, but it's enough. We can talk a little bit about the settings later on, but
Yeah.
for now we will take this grace and we're gonna make it to the next encounter, which is gonna be that Leda fight, as we mentioned, which is gonna be 2 NPCs. Now, there will be a bunch of RNG, as there always is. If you get lucky, those NPCs are gonna be outside of the DLC NPCs, and they will have a lot less health. Or they're gonna be DLC NPCs, and they're gonna have a lot more health. Luckily, there's a dude called Nathan Drake. No, that's not his name. It's another summon that we can use, and he'll join us later in the fight, and he can help us a lot. Like, he can draw aggro. He's quite a sponge as well, so he can take a lot of punishment. And hopefully that will equate the fight a little bit more, equalize rather. That's what I wanted to say. It'll be 2-on-2, and that's also why we did the Horns and quest line, you know, because otherwise it would be 2-on-3. There's a dog.
I think worst case scenario was pretty much if you just get a letter, which is the original NPC that is supposed to be in the fight, and she's like crazy. She has like, so many fast attacks and a bunch of ranged attacks as well, and yeah, just a menace to deal with. So you hope pretty much for any other NPC other than Leda. And
Yeah.
Vincent.
She uses the light greatsword, one of the new weapon classes, just like the great katanas. The great katanas are a new weapon class from the DLC, and as you can see, it's quite nice. It's been performing well. It hasn't let us down at all. And the light greatsword, I don't think is as good, but overall in Leda's hands it deals a lot of damage. So as a player, like, light greatswords can be fun, but it definitely takes a little bit longer to get them online. You know, in my opinion, what's broken in these games, or in Elden Ring in particular, are weapons that need less setup. Because with enough setup, and by that I mean build, I mean different talismans, different physic flasks and stuff. Those are not really the things that we have managed to find this run. But I digress. If you manage to put a nice build together, you can make almost anything work. Like, literally almost any weapon is going to perform pretty well. And the weapons that are OP, that are broken, so to speak, are the weapons that will work with like 1 item, or maybe even 0 items, just some stats. And the Great Katana is, you know, it's up there. It's not the strongest weapon in the game, but especially with Wild Strikes, it's been doing really well. I think we are being chased. We have to be a little bit careful. Of that Mesmer Soldier. Those also hit like a truck. And so far, so good. Normally there are these Divine Beast Warriors, as they are called. I've learned recently.
So what?
And those are not here with the randomizer, so actually better round 3.
Oh, careful.
NA aim.
So what would you say is the strongest weapon in the game?
What do I say is the strongest weapon in the game? Wow, okay. That's actually it's a pretty difficult question, because it does depend on what you're fighting. But I would say one of the strongest weapons might be something like Great Stars.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. It has bleed. It's a great hammer.
It's
Or just a
a
hammer.
it's a great hammer. Yeah.
Great hammer, yeah. So it has a lot of poise damage, which we've talked about how important staggers are in this game. And poise damage is how you get them.
Yep.
And for a great hammer, it's also not super slow. Actually, quite fast.
Yeah. And with Wild Strikes, it slaps.
Yeah.
And I think one of the big advantages of that weapon is it's very easy to get. It's very easy to upgrade. Obviously, costs some money, but it's that's kind of okay. Let's walk over to someone. Yeah.
Two hand?
I can't because we are in non-combat zone.
Right.
But yeah, I completely lost my train of thought there. But Great Stars is a really, really good weapon. All right, so we're entering the NPC fight. Physic. We're gonna stand in the middle here to make sure that the NPC spawns in the middle as well. Otherwise, if you are on the left, it will spawn on the right. If you're on the right, it will spawn on the left. Let's go in. We've got someone who has like no HP at all.
A mage.
That is very lucky. Yeah, there we go. That's one.
It's the one from the inverted tower, I think, in Union.
Correct, yeah. Menace casually, but no here. Now we have to wait a little bit. Excuse me.
Hello?
There we go. So it says Leda, that's the original one. Oh, it's Hornset.
Oh,
You
it
gotta
is
be a little
actually
careful,
Hornset.
yeah.
Careful.
He found a way through anyway. Okay, we have to peace out.
Yeah.
This homing soul mass is kinda insane. Sideways? Good. No, don't follow up. He's angry. He's very angry. It's like you wanted to skip me? Hello? Alright, just unleash Wild Strikes on him.
Okay. Sounds good.
So there's our friend right there. He also has a bleed-based weapon. He has double Reduvias. Let's peace out. Never mind. We get him. Yes, nice. Very good, very good. Yeah, this can sometimes be scary depending on which enemies you get here. But the main plan is to try and stall enough to get our friends to come help us. Ah, very good. So far, so good.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the final fight that we're approaching now.
So, what is, in your opinion, the most OP weapon?
I mean, I think I just have to agree with you with Great Stars. And, I mean...
Not a great katana, damn.
Yeah. I mean, I actually really like the Great Katanas. Like, the one that we're using right now. But, yeah, I think Great Stars is just it.
Yeah, I remembered what I wanted to say. The problem with this weapon, potentially, is that it has slash damage. I mean, slash and pierce. If you hover over it, it says that. And slash isn't the best. There's a lot of enemies that are, like, there are different, damage types to your attacks. And slash really isn't the best because there's a lot of enemies that are resistant to it, so you're gonna deal, like, way less damage. Let's level up, and then we can go to first rise. Meanwhile, strike is actually very, very nice. We don't have those. First rise.
First
Any Elim first rise?
There it is.
So we want to show off a cool skip as well. But yeah, strike is very good against many enemies in the game, actually. And if the enemies are resistant, your poise damage is still pretty good. So you will get staggers, and riposts are very strong, as we have established already during the run. So in general, I would say, like, strike damage is just better than slash. Boom. So there's a cool skip that we can do here. We'll focus on getting it first. That's not the skip, that was just the raising. Okay, first part. Give me yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, careful with the walk off. I can probably walk off in that in here. Yeah, like that. Perfect. Nice. Okay, good. So normally there's a legacy dungeon at the very beginning of the DLC. Yeah, obviously you don't have to do it early on, but you're kind of asked to. And that's Belurat. And this is the final area of the entire game that we entered. But that is actually built on top of that legacy dungeon. And there's this area that you can go to where there's a legendary weapon at the end of it. However, if we keep on going that way, let's two-hand, yeah? And whoop. If we keep on going that way, nice bounce, we will reach an elevator from where it is actually possible to drop to the previous legacy dungeon and survive. Or there's a stake of Marika. We haven't really explored those at all, but those are essentially checkpoints that you can use. If you die within the range of a stake of Marika, you can spawn at it. It's a different way to add a checkpoint system rather than just bonfires and graces. Let's switch to the fist.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. We will stand in this corner. Go slightly side. Yeah, that's good. And on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh,
my god, we actually got the skip. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So normally, there's the stake of Marika. If you land within its range, like we would have been able to die and probably make it down here. But this is like maybe the second time that we've actually hit this.
Yeah, we've practiced it quite a few times, and honestly, it's just really hard to do two-player one controller. So that we just got it that smoothly. That
was really
very
nice.
Happy.
Yeah. So now we are backtracking a little bit. That's because there's a key item over here. I might as well wanna, show it off. This was one of the items that we decided to skip early on because we did not want to go to this dungeon. It's just quicker to backtrack to it the way that we did. We did it. Okay.
Would not be quicker if we fall.
All right, and we can just Memory of Grace out of here actually, because we took the Grace. We'll get blasted by a fly. Let's get out of the building. Yeah, and Memory of Grace here. Excuse me. Memory of Grace.
Yeah.
Just dive.
I
That's
think we'll
fine
just
too.
dive.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically the
okay.
same thing, right? The only thing that would be different is if we had Rune Arc active with a Great Rune, then Death would rid us of it, but Memory of Grace wouldn't. But since we had nothing, we had no runes, we've got nothing to lose, basically. All right, another fight. This time it's a Divine Beast Dancing Lion replacement. We'll see what it is. Relatively early skill.
Oh no.
Okay, so I would quit out of this fight. Just Memory of Grace.
Oops, that's not
Memory of Grace. And the reason, we actually have a very nice weapon for this, but this is another target that doesn't bleed. So what we will do is we will switch to fire damage, because this dude is weak to fire. So we're gonna try to blast him with that. Yeah, let's check. Do we have any Ash of War that would be better? Double slash, overhead stance. Yeah, I think we can just go with this and make it fire. There we go. Two hands, physic. And let's see. So this fight might take a while because it's actually got 3 phases. And it's relatively difficult to play one. Oh, that's good damage, but you also deal more damage in this phase than in the other ones. It can be kind of difficult as 2-player-1 controller because we have to away. Because we have to be hitting the head, right, sideways and then jumps. Other way. Nice. Okay, well, let's just heal up. Because hitting the trunk and the body, we would deal basically almost no damage. Nice. Okay, first phase.
Not too bad.
We'll get the riposte. Get kind of in the middle, yeah. Face this way. Okay, just spawn there. Get in. Was a little too soon, I think. All right, now he's charging. We'll try to roll through him. So that way there's a little bit less contact time. So that it's not as precise to actually get the rolls off. Okay, you can see in phase 2 immediately the damage is lower. We will go ahead and heal. Okay, same strat as before, but this time there's only one set.
Oops.
Yeah, another reason why this boss fight is difficult is because there's also positioning at play. There's AoEs that this boss spawns on the ground. We can go to the right on that at last attack and then run to the right as well to dodge the AoE. To grab, don't want to get hit by that. Okay, second phase, one more. But he generates these thorns that come from the come up from the ground, and the best way to dodge them is to do it by walking around them. Stop. Okay. Okay, that was wanted to do some back steps there, but that's okay. Okay, now we can get in. Little setup there, killing frames by jumping so that we can get the roll on time. More charging. And yeah, it's just difficult to like handle the camera and being locked on, locked off, because a lot of the fights, they're optimal when you can keep on locking on and locking off, and that's just very, very difficult to do. 2-player, 1 controller. There it is. Nice.
Yeah,
not bad.
cool.
Only 1 fragment for our trouble. All right, let's level up. Let's see if that fragment is actually enough to get us the blessing. It is, level 15, nice.
Not bad.
And let's pick up this item as well. Let's see what it dropped.
Wow.
Quest item. All right, Jagged Peak. Let's do it.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so I might have checked what the boss is here.
Oh no.
Yeah, I might have prepared this a little bit. Maybe it's not as random after all. Maybe this is all a giant conspiracy, including that Egon donation earlier. At a perfect time right before bail, but let's drink our physic.
Oh yeah.
Let's get our revenge for last year. Let's do it.
Oh god.
Oh, we should be light rolling though.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we're about to get blasted again.
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Let's just try. Yeah, exactly. Nice, nice, nice. Let's unequip that, unequip that, unequip that. Good, let's heal.
Okay.
So light roll is really good because when you are light rolling, meaning you have less armor, you take more damage, and that's nice. It's not. Your rolls will take you further, and there are a couple of combos that she can do. Oh, we still have fire. That's fine.
Oops.
There are a couple of combos that she can do that we can actually outrange by 1 roll instead of 2, and that's really, really useful. Okay, gotta be careful of waterfowl. I will heal, and let's try to... Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, gotta be careful with it. No stamina. That is okay. Let's heal up. Run away. Very nice. Nice read on that one, that it was delayed. So this is another weapon that is really good for Malenia, actually. Because you can play super aggressive, and thanks to the speed of the attacks, you can interrupt a lot of her attacks as well. Nice bleed proc. Alright, phase 1. Now she's gonna turn into a flower. We are gonna unlock, run around her to confuse her.
Yeah, that's a little...
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't
it was just,
cycle around, but it's okay.
It's a little weird when she just like spawns into the flower out of nowhere.
Alright, let's play a little more passive in this phase. Roll in on that one. Can attack again. Roll that.
No stamina.
Yeah, we didn't really have stamina there, so I didn't attack. Roll away. Stop being nervous.
Well, yeah.
Nice dodge on the ghost.
Felt like we were almost at stagger, but better to play it safe.
Away. Wow.
Oh, it's that one.
I'll heal. That was calculated. I have no problems with that.
Yeah. Okay.
And more
okay.
ghosts.
Okay.
Okay, that was nice. No, don't go in there. Okay, careful with the AoE. Follow up. We'll play it safe. Okay. We got scared a little bit. Okay, finally, we've stabilized a little bit. She's taking a couple more hits. Step back. Very nice. Run away. Okay, that's good. We wanted to run away just in case there was waterfowl coming. Almost there.
Yeah,
The
that's
close range waterfowl, dang! Alright, well, that was close. That was close. We ended up being like standing a little bit way too close after that previous attack. But good try, good try. So what we'll do is we'll re-equip our armor. We'll go kill the final boss, maybe. And then if we have time before the estimate runs out, we'll return here.
Sounds good.
Can we get 2 donations in?
Definitely, let's go.
We have $1 from Anonymous without a message. Thank you very much. And we have $1 more from Egon saying, guys, I'm at Jagged Peak. Are we milling bail or what?
She's waiting for us. Let's change our affinity. Yeah, that's another thing as well. Like if we change our affinity,
Yeah,
I think
true.
we'll do a lot better than with fire against Malenia. Two-hand? Physic? Now we've got new drip as well. Crazy.
Looking nice.
Upgraded.
Oh, also $37 more for a swap.
Oh, Mesma! Alright, one of the big baddies of the DLC make an appearance. And the camera is weird. Normally it's a little zoomed out for Mesma. It's kind of strange. It's like when you play an FPS game and for some reason the FOV is completely scuffed.
It's like that James Bond game. That Jack played.
Yeah. Quantum of Solace, exactly.
Nice.
Alright, good stagger. You can see that these bleed procs are coming up a lot more often now that we've changed the affinity back from fire. Okay, we will heal up. All right, first phase, one more. Let's see who we have. Ugh,
Oh my god.
poor man.
There he is.
Not wasting any time. Oh, he's chonky. Another reason to enjoy the bleed procs that we have. So this is a boss that is normally behind Shadowkeep, where we fought the Mimic.
Nice.
Crouch. Nice. Perfect. Let's heal up on the stand-up. Stay close, though. You don't want him running around. One roll R1 at a time. Alright, phase transition. He's gonna go in the air. Spinneroonie. To be fair, Consort Radan, who's normally here, he also has gravity magic, so like basically roll appropriate,
nice.
lore appropriate.
Oh.
Yeah, kinda hard to. It's possible to. Okay, this is really awkward.
Yeah.
Just go in. And now he's gonna do this, so we have to run to this side.
Okay.
Stay away, yeah. Very difficult to dodge that charge. What is this attack? Hello? Okay, please, let's stay close.
Yeah.
We don't want to see like all of these ranged gravity attacks. Yeah, left first, right? Left, okay, that's fine. And on that kick, we need to try to go in. That's gonna, yeah, charge, all good. So we don't have much healing, but I do believe we will still get a bleed proc. So left, right, left again, and strafe left. Yeah, perfect. It's a little tricky of a combo to dodge, but like it's not very intuitive on how it is supposed to happen. Okay, we do have the blessing still. Let's not use it just yet. Use it.
Takes so long.
Oh, we used it at the right time, no?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Oh, the bleed proc, there's the final
Okay.
boss.
Let's go.
Very good.
I got worried for a second there, not gonna lie.
Alright, Blessing of Marika we found. So this is the end of the DLC. But it's not the end of the run, because we still have that one last boss to come back to, since we do have a little bit of time. We are probably missing wrestling on stream 1.
No.
But that's okay. Let's unequip our armor again. There we go. Let's pick up. What is this? What is this garbage? Let us go together. Crazy. Yeah, let's warp back to Jagged Peak. We can use these runes to level as well. Got 500k. Not bad. A little bit of a close fight there, but Gauss was very tanky. But again, you could see how much the bleed helped. Like at the very end, you know, it basically saved us a bunch of attacks that we would have had to still do. And a bunch of enemy attacks that we would have had to avoid, so...
Alright, time to lock in.
There's a bleed proc already. You could see that it came up a lot faster.
Very nice.
Alright, so after this, step back and charge R2 and run away, right? It's waterfowl range. That's the attack that killed us earlier. There it is. We'll be able to jump it. Oh.
Or not.
That's, yeah, I think I jumped too early. That one's on me. So the problem, let's not do that again with the charge attack. What we can try to do is just do some R1s. Because what I didn't realize is that the Great Katana Charge R2 takes us a lot further forwards than most other attacks of that kind. So we ended up still being a little bit too close and got clipped by the waterfowl.
Okay, sounds good. Malenia the Dread indeed.
We cannot let her win for 2 years in a row. Come on. Go in. Kick. Alright, same scenario, but lesson has been learned. See?
Oops.
Okay, let's just stabilize the fight. Let's heal up.
Sounds good.
Nice little strafe there. God, the Charge R2 is so slow. Like the follow-up after that, it comes super, super late. Not very useful in this fight. Not a bleed proc. Chase? Away, that's fine, we've got time. I'll roll that. I'll roll that as well. Because we are out of position, we can get the riposte. Never mind.
We've crouched there.
Alright, phase 2 again. Flower's gonna spawn, just run around her. Do the circle. Or not.
I just can never tell where she goes in the air if she's just standing there. I don't know. Because usually in her arena,
go.
she, like you can see it.
Okay, she let us heal, that's good. Careful with the AoE follow-up again.
Oh my god.
That was a weird strafe.
Yeah, let's stabilize again.
Again, excuse me? Oh, we might be too far.
Chill.
Alright, finally some kicking. Go in. Stamina is off, yeah. I'll heal again. That's... yeah, that attack is so annoying because the follow-up is actually random. Alright, not a flower. See, we can wrap around her and then she has any aim again. Second time I made that joke. Great. That's a kick. We roll into that one. We can hit here as well. More kicking. Stamina is starting to run out. Yeah. As you can see in phase 2, I mean, it's been a little scuffed because our damage is super low, but thanks to the kicks, we can play a lot more aggressively.
Oh my god!
She's dead.
Yay!
Oh mother! Oh my! Oh, that's time, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, I completely forgot.
We did it! We got a revenge!
Yeah, revenge
From
of the
last year.
bozos.
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo. Well, I mean, that was a Elden Ring DLC randomizer. We did this last year for the base game, and we went like 2 hours over estimate. If you haven't followed the lore, Malenia was the one that really put us behind, so I'm glad that we got her. We are under estimate as well. We killed so many bosses this run. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's check how many shards we got. Yeah, we got 7 shards out of 8. So we put 8. So the way we set this up is there are 8 different shards that we can find in the DLC from the mainline bosses and from the key item locations. And we needed 3 to go to the final area. The reason we set it up is that if something goes really bad, you know, we can end the run earlier. And we collected 7 out of all of the 8, which is kind of crazy. The only thing that's missing is Putrescent Knight, Midra, and Meteor, which are, they all take a long time. There's a lot of running. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. How do you feel?
Very good.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I feel like it was pretty smooth all around. Even with the switching, I was very nervous about the switching on the controller because we usually, as Kata mentioned before, I usually don't do the dodging when we play like this. And even though I don't know. I also sometimes you fight bosses differently. So even if I can do it alone, then if you like have 2 different strategies coming together, and you haven't practiced it, it's just pretty weird. So I was a little bit worried, but I think we managed way better than I expected. So I'm very, very happy with that. And we got Revenge of Millennia, which
that's pretty good. Yeah,
I'm very happy.
Yeah, and thanks to all of you generous donators as well for actually making us switch. We did not do this last year. It's an addition that we thought of since then, and yeah, it ended up working pretty well. So thanks a lot for having us. I will be back again with some Mirror's Edge Relay tomorrow. Definitely don't miss that because it's always great. And thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to the crowd behind us. Thanks to Pup for playing with me. And we'll see you guys soon. Stream 2 is ending today. We'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central European Summer Time. Until then, bye-bye.